It's time to put the kettle on and get the biscuits out and join Kieran Farrell and Ed Harrison for Brew and Biscuits.
Down at Gallagher's boxing gym with Joel Gallagher. You can see Carl Smith training in the background there. Go on, Kieran.
Episode 7, guys. We've gone a bit posh here now. We've got, after 8 minutes, what we've got to try first. Oh, we're at Elmer. What's this, Joe?
After 8 mint hot chocolate.
The after 8 mint hot chocolate, guys. I mean, this is when you make it in life. That's what happens.
If we're getting in the Christmas spirit, that's what it is, good. We're in the festive spirit, mate.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
When you make it in life,
have a sip of that, mate, and just enjoy the moment. Just sit and watch. Just zoom in on this space here now. Different gravy, that innit, son? Different gravy, that innit? Right. I wonder what biscuit to dunk into it, but I just think it'd ruin it, whatever biscuit to dunk into that hot chocolate.
You know what? You can't dunk a biscuit in though. That's just taste itself, innit? You know what I mean?
That's just different gravy, that.
That's just the spot on stairs.
Right, the first thing we're going to talk about is Kieran versus Crawler.
Right, so...
Fucking hell.
So, Joe, it's come up.
Who brought it up?
No, it's not. It come up. It's 8 years today in 2 days to fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 8
That's
years
how quick
ago.
it is. So.
And you're not aged a bit, have you, lad?
Yeah, I'm looking good, right? I'm looking good. I'm a fresh trim. Just come out of lockdown. But no, obviously we spoke about it anyway in the past, and that just for everyone else to see, really. You know, obviously what happened is I'm fighting Crawler. Joe's training Crawler. And me and Joe are beefing out. We were beefing.
We were beefing before, during, and that was it.
Like I say, with regards to what Joe Gallagher said, I think I'll speak on half of Britain now. Excuse my French, but no bad.
Can I tell me something I don't already know? Tell me something I already know. Everyone knows you're the most ugliest man in British boxing, so get a grip.
I'm a boxer, what's your excuse?
It's lucky you are a boxer for that excuse.
It was funny because of the build up at the time for the Crawler fight and Kieran's fight, which I see as one of the small hall classic fights. Lots of careers on the line. It was the big step up for Kieran to move into that category. Anthony Crawler, obviously he was fighting for his career. He'd gone from the big Sky shows and everyone was smelling blood, and I had to do what was right for me to protect Crawler and upset Kieran and do everything to there, because I just felt everyone thought we were turning up being a sacrificial lamb that night. And anyway, listen, it was a great fight. Kieran gave it his all. Looking back, maybe it was a step too soon for Kieran, but like I say, he acquitted himself. It was a great fight, and like I say, it's one of the people talk about Macklin, Jamie Moore. It was right up there with that type of fight, and yeah, that's it. And where Kieran's come from there now in becoming a boxing trainer, a boxing manager. Doing very well, boxing promoter, helping me out in the M22 promotions, him and his lovely wife Amy doing really well. And not only that though, when I'm stuck for sparring, it can be like in the morning where people have pulled out, Kieran will always get someone or get kids down, and yeah, no, we've built up a good working relationship, and when he asked me to come on this, it was no problem, and I just had to treat him to a tasty Costa.
Look, nearly drank it already. It's nice, this, guys. But that actually brings us on to the next subject quite good. Talk about M22 promotions. That's Joe's promotions, and yeah, me and Joe worked together with that. Tell us more about M22.
Yeah, M22 is just it's something I've always wanted to do, a promotional company. Obviously been training, managing now, and obviously the big boys, you can't be waiting around for the big boys to come into Manchester. And years ago, obviously your Jack Trickett's, your Jack Dougherty's, Wally Dixon's, they were putting shows on, Steve Woods, Pat Barrett, they've put shows on, and Kieran are the ones that are putting the shows on, and I just thought it was time to join that and get involved and keep the lads busy. Either your Stephen Smiths, your Paul Butlers, Sam Hyde, Marcus Morrisons, and then Kieran has a good stable of fighters there for prospects that can be on the undercard of it, and that's how it was. And he's had the likes of Ben Rydens on it, Conor Lynch on it, his own brother on it, so and it's good. And they sound like I repeat myself, but the show that we did at the beginning of this year, Sam Hyde, Deon Juma for the English title. We gave Mark Jeffers a Central Area title fight on there. We've had Wickham King make his debut on these shows. Well, that show itself this year is up as one of the best small hall shows of the year, and one of the fights of the year between Hyde and Juma, and it was packed out. And when I first did it, Kieran said to me, "Oh, Sundays, bro, like, don't think it's got to work that Sundays." And I went, "Kieran, it will. Like, I see what Jack Dougherty used to do on a Sunday afternoon, and if we market it right and price it right, and each show, short notice was the first one, Father's Day, and then we did it New Kids on the Block, and then that Sunday afternoon, just after Christmas, packed out, coach loads not allowed in, and it was just packed out." And being M22 is the postcode within Shore, Benchill, and that's where I'm from. You never forget where you're from, and I just wanted to put boxing, everyone knows professional boxing in Wythenshawe at the Forum, but for whatever reason we couldn't get in there, so we went to Lifestyle, and people were beginning to get used to professional boxing Sunday afternoon. And what I wanted to try and do was do it every second or third month on a Sunday and build up. There's lots of good kids in Wythenshawe, Macaulay McGowan, Clark Smith, most of them Central Bro, George Brennan, and just start building the kids up and building that fan base, because it's a great estate. And Jimmy Kelly's from there, do you know what I mean? Tyson Fury, do you understand, myself, Jim Egan's Boxing Club. So there's lots of kids that come through that we could start building up there, and that's what I want to. And once this lockdown's over and crowds can come back, that's what we intend to do. But me and Kieran have already spoke about how that was packed out, moving into a bigger venue, and the end goal is most probably doing a show at the Manchester Arena. But like I say, you've got to think big and dream big, and that's what I want to do.
Obviously, I was up with Bobby Rimmer, Brian Rose the other day, and we mentioned Marcus Morrison as a potential fight. What's your thoughts on that, Joe?
Listen, it's I think Marcus at the time, it's a good fight if it can be made. I do feel I've huge respect for Bobby and Brian, known them years, great people, doing great things, and I just thought at the time in lockdown everyone's struggling for fights. You're seeing Eddie Hearn's fight camp in the garden, and then I just thought, well, if we've got to do a behind the fight scene and to give the lads work more than anything, for Brian Rose, Marcus Morrison, that was a good fight. But like a Sam Hyde, Jack Massey, it's good for us. I think it's lost on everyone down south.
Like, you do see everything is happening down south and that, and let's bring some stuff up to the north. Like a top fight like that would be with like a CALLUM Thompson making his debut on the undercard and stuff like that. He couldn't fall, and I don't think it disappointed whatsoever.
I think it's a good fight. I think Brian will ask an awful lot of questions of Marcus, and Marcus will ask a lot of questions of Brian.
The winner will go on to the British title.
And for Brian, listen, Brian's had an excellent career. He's been with good fighters, Andrade, Matthew Macklin, and it'd be a big step up for Marcus. But I think for a fight when they were saying to be made, well, I thought, well, that was a fight and it was good. And I think Paul Butler, Prince Patel was another one that I suggested would have been a fight that people would tune in and go, Joe, that's a fight that, because as you've seen in a lot of the fight camp series and boxing, the fighters who have a gimmick that sell tickets, they're being found out on these shows because that isn't bothered no more. You have to fight. So there's fighters who can fight that never get a chance and being given the chance, and they're beating the kids. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you do, you have to be able to fight, whether home or away. You have to be able to fight. And Brian Rose, Marcus Morrison, two kids that can fight.
100%. And I know that Brian's back in the gym now, so
we'll
all be up. We'll all be up, lads. Right.
As long as Bobby don't go for me on the stage, I'm alright.
I'm here with HARLEM, EUBANK, and I'm asking him, he's fighting this weekend. Daniel Darko, is it? And I'm going to ask him the big question. What is your favourite biscuit?
Ooh, it's got to be a Biscoff.
Biscoff, wow. There's a lot of people go for that, mate.
Lee and
Don't start coming out with that
Barrel
colour.
Promotions in association with MTK
Yeah.
Global. Mick Conlon, what is your favourite biscuit?
He's going to get some fucking Mexican stuff
No,
up there,
no,
or
no,
something.
Is he asking his missus?
No, this
Look.
chalk Lebanese, or whatever it's called.
Oh, look at him.
I'll do them, bro.
What?
I'll do.
No, they have some fucking fake name of them.
Yeah,
That's the real
right,
ones.
they're the real
They're
ones, yeah.
legit. They're the nicest biscuits you'll get.
Conlon Aldi biscuits.
The Mick Conlon Aldi biscuits, bro.
Fucking belters.
With belters.
So we're down here very close to the massive fight that Callum Smith has with Canelo. What are your thoughts on that, Joe?
Yeah, it's we're getting into the home run now, the stretch, the final bend. I think it's 2 weeks today, the fight happens, and yeah, we're just excited, the gym's excited, everyone's pleased with Callum's work, and we're really looking forward to it. Canelo's putting stuff out, and you see the stuff he's doing, and you go, God, this is real, this now, isn't it?
So, is this the biggest fight you've been involved in?
Yeah, you'd have to say, and that's no disrespect to Paul Andrew Ward or Anthony Crolla, Lomachenko or Beefy Canelo, but I'm going in with the number one, £168.
And you've trained Callum Smith from his debut.
Yeah, and we're going in against the pound for pound number one, so yeah, obviously we would have loved the 80,000 crowd and we would have loved a lot of those money, but fair play to Callum for taking it 4 weeks notice and going, nah, fuck it, I'll take you.
And this is going to bring this one in straight away, nice. We're talking about staying ready. The fight would never have come about if Callum weren't in the gym, would it,
No.
Joe? And you've kept Callum in the gym, he's been training hard, and the phone call to me got 4 weeks notice for the biggest fight of his life, and you could say yeah, because he was in the gym training. The fighters don't understand this.
No. The thing is, as well, you know, Kieran, I know, Crolla, Scott Quigg,
Yeah,
you
Crolla,
come in at the gym all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the gym all the time, whether it's Tasha, Jose Burton, Marcus Morris. If that phone goes, no one's got to give my fighters 10, 12 weeks notice. They've got to try and do them at short notice. And it's just old school ways.
It's not about the camp, it's about training. This is lifestyle. 365 days a year, you've got to be training. It doesn't have to, you don't have to kill yourself. I have a session with me, Joe, where they're coming in the gym and they're just be literally skipping and shadowboxing, you know what I mean? Just skipping and shadowboxing. But they've got to be working on something, you know what I mean? And,
so if you only fight twice a year, kid, and you go on today's or the past or your 10-week camp, so that's 20 weeks of the year you're working. What's your body doing the other 32? So how are you supposed to be able to improve? You do it shut down for 30 weeks. Listen, I have huge respect for both fighters. I thought that's what had happened. Martin Murray, such a shame that he never became world champion, such a likeable kid. And that's how it is. And like I say, Billy Joe got the winner. But I have to agree with George Groves. I know Billy was always calling people out, but I'd love to see EUBANK Billy Joe again. And just for me, for a boxing fan in the UK, if you can't get the Americans, have that. That's a great fight.
And what do you think about the weight? Do you think super middleweight's his weight, or do you think middleweight?
I think both Martin and Billy Joe, like Mark and Stella, are middleweights.
100%. I agree.
And if you were to put Billy Joe in against like Ramirez, Benavides, Khaled Plant, Billy Joe's a good fight, but they're huge super middleweights. All the super middleweights are huge, height-wise, reach-wise. But I think middleweight, I don't know about why he doesn't keep getting Triple G. Triple G's been run out opponents at middleweight.
I just said that on the way up here. I just said, look, I'd like to see Golovkin versus Billy Joe at middleweight. I think that'd be a better fight than seeing Billy Joe ask for the Smith or Canelo fight, you know what I mean? I was just thinking of a better fight. Fresh young blood coming through the gym all the time, Joe, aren't you? And you've got Callum Thompson. Can you tell us about him?
Yeah, Callum's he's going under the radar, quiet kid, comes in, does his training, and he was part of Team GB, but didn't go in any of the Olympic qualifiers and that. And how we originally got in touch was we asked our sparring partners for Scott Quigg for John O'Carroll, and he came down and we did work, and he became heavily involved in that. And then afterwards he said, oh, could I come down, I'd like to join. And so, well, listen, let's not do no big commitment thing at the moment, just come down, see, like I always say to the fighters, see whether you like it. It's different coming down as a sparring partner. and then coming down and me bollocking you and jumping a bar, and like I say, he had the baptism of jumping a bar bag and sore knees and falling over and being the gym. So all that type of stuff, but he stuck with it, and the improvement of him now is coming on, and I do feel when he does turn professional now, when he gets his day, he's been before the board, he's got his licence now. I do feel he's got to make everybody sit up in the super featherweight division, and I'm really excited about him. He's got a huge career ahead of him if he fulfills his potential, and that's the key word, Kieran. If it's a long road from debut to English to British titles, people coming around you, people in his ear.
We were talking about this on the way up, Joe. Me and Ed was talking about everyone wants to see like the Callum Smith fan Canelo, everyone wants to have that, yeah, but no one wants to see what the graph what Callum's putting in day out. No, you know what I mean? Like, no one sees that. No one sees the 10-round sparring. They did the 3 different sparring partners every single day. You know what I mean? So like, it's again, bro, isn't it? You know, it's that hard graft, and like you say, it's a long road. It's even from Callum Thompson when he started right up until seeing you now, and then everything what goes on from now onwards, you know what I mean? So what do you think of you sparred loads?
Yeah, so
Ed's behind the camera, by the way, his eyes.
So looking well, not a mark on him after his fight the other night.
Yes, come on, bro, come over here, come round there a second, bro. Look, see this fight, see this here, guys, see this face here, not a mark on him. That's a true professional. He got in there, not a mark on him. 8-time national champion.
Yeah, let's not tempt fate, Kieran. Come on next time, guys.
This is the big question, this now. No, forget Smith Canelo now. This is the big question, mate. What's your favourite biscuit?
I'm half torn. Bobby half killed me with the Jammy Dodger last week. I loved the Jammy Dodger as a kid. A ginger nut, the old-fashioned ginger nut biscuit. It's not a gingerbread man, but a ginger nut biscuit I used to love. And the bourbons, because you bite them and then you scrape the chocolate off. Can't beat a good Jaffa cake, whether you class that a biscuit or not, or the digestive dark chocolates. I love a hobnob as well.
Yeah. So this show's 5.
The trouble is when I go shopping for my mum, because we're in lockdown at the moment, I go shopping with mum, and I get my mum them Fox's trays of biscuits, like £1 or £2 in the shop, and you get them. So I bring them to mum's, and she goes, "Do you want a tea with me?" So okay, I'll have a tea. She'll bring them out. They're smashed by the time we're gone, me and my mum. Proper sweet tooth, and they're gone.
Callum, what's your favourite biscuit? Chocolate digestive, was it? Nice one, mate.